Hi guys, Tania here from North Star Fitness. So today I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about that stubborn belly fat and how to trim that waistline. So actually I woke up this morning and I'm usually one who gets up with my son Marius. He's 4 years old and we usually start off the day by discussing a question. He usually has a question that he asks me every morning, and this morning his question is, why is it so hard to lose belly fat? So I decided to write a little blog on it this morning, and I thought, you know what, I'll do a little video and we can talk a little bit about it in person. So belly fat, why is it so hard to lose? I don't know about you, but whenever I lean out, the first place to lean out is going to be probably my arms. I'm going to start to see that tone up. And of course, to my dismay, I'll usually lose a little bit of fat around the chest area. But the very last place where I start to lose the weight is either going to be my waist or my backside. And I think that that's pretty common, especially for women, especially those of us who are in our 40s or 50s or beyond. And as it turns out, I would say it's probably one of the most common goals that people have when they come in and see us at the gym. They want to lose the love handles, lose the muffin top, six-pack abs, have a trim waistline. So today I want to talk a little bit about why it's so hard, and I want to give you a few tips on how to get there. So usually when we think about, oh, I want to have a six-pack, what we do is we look at the people that we look up to, celebrities or whatever, people who are really fit and they have six-pack abs, and we're like, okay, we're going to do whatever they're doing. And so we embark on this journey for the perfect core workout. And here's the thing, I can program a killer ab workout like anyone else, but that's actually not the advice I'm going to give you today, because I am very concerned about your results. And I know that it's not going to be crunches and sit-ups that will solve this problem. There is no number of crunches or sit-ups or plank that will fix the real problem in here. And the real problem when it comes to fat around the midsection is metabolism. So I'm going to give you 3 tips today. So there are 3 things we have to fix in order to be able to lose weight around the midsection. The first is your gut. We've got to get rid of that bloating. The second is the mindset. We've got to learn how to handle stress in order to control cortisol. And the third item is going to be controlling blood sugar so we can manage our insulin and manage how we store fat in the body a little bit better. So 3 tips. Let's talk a little bit about those. Let's start with the gut. So we all know that feeling when we eat something that doesn't sit quite right and we bloat and we look like we've gained 10 pounds. We actually haven't. We're just a little bit bloated because our body is reacting to a food that just doesn't agree with us, that we're not digesting well. So a lot of people have food sensitivities, and the first tip I'm going to give you if you want to whittle your waistline is pay attention to how your body feels when you eat certain foods. So if you eat a food and an hour later you feel like crap and you feel like you have to unbutton your pants, that's a sign. You're going to write that down in your food journal or whatever other journal, and you're going to make a note of that so that you can avoid that in the future so it doesn't cause bloating. On the other hand, when you have a wonderful meal that tastes delicious, feels good, makes you feel satisfied, you're going to write that down too, and you're going to eat more of that and less of the stuff that was on that first list. So second piece is going to be how we manage stress. So cortisol, the stress hormone, has a huge impact on all the other hormones in your body that affect metabolism and how you store body fat. So one of the key things to keeping a trim waistline is always going to be managing your stress so that you don't end up in a position where you're just kind of constantly in that fight or flight mode. So the tip I'm going to give you today is the simple 6-breath pause. Homework assignment, I guess you could say. So studies have shown that taking just 6 breaths is enough to calm your nervous system down and to have a significant impact on turning down the sympathetic nervous system and kind of activating the parasympathetic nervous system so that you can just chill out a little bit. So here's the tip. You're going to pick a time during the day that you have every single day. And this is going to be your trigger And when that time comes during your day, you're simply going to close your eyes and take 6 deep breaths. My recommendation for a trigger is something like every time you get out of your car. I find that this is a really, really good trigger because when you arrive at work, you're going to have that nice little pause where you can take a few breaths and decide the kind of person that you want to be at work that day. And then same thing when you get home. So right before you get out of your car and you go home, you're going to sit, you're going to take those 6 breaths, and you're going to come home feeling refreshed like a new person. So that's tip number 2, stress. The last tip is going to be managing your blood sugar. So for the last tip, what I'm going to give you is super, super simple. You could say, oh, I want you to give up sugar completely or go on a low carb diet or a keto diet or something like that. That's not what I'm going to recommend for you today. Today, we're going to keep it super simple. And all we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we are having a protein and a vegetable at every meal. What that's going to do is it's going to provide some fiber and some protein that will help regulate your hunger and regulate your blood sugar. And that in turn will help increase your metabolism and help your body store fat or give up fat when it needs to do that. So those are our 3 tips for losing belly fat. We're going to mind the gut, we're going to mind our stress, and we're going to mind our blood sugar. And all of these 3 methods are super powerful and no sit-ups required. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.